Jack talks to the primetime villains.
Just shut up!
The people you love to hate.
Just shut up!
TV's meanest stars.
Watch Starstruck at 6.
And TV's meanest stars at 11. Wednesday on Eyewitness News.
Suck it in.
It is sucked in.
Everybody's gotta got it right. It doesn't matter who you are. It's gonna be a tough fight. So give yourself the greatest taste. Come on and put the fun back on your face. Everybody's gotta die it right. Everybody's gotta die it right.
Woody Allen tonight at 7:30.
It's true. I hired Walter Gans a few days after Nicole's death. And from what you tell me, I may have been his only other client.
Why did you hire him, though?
We still aren't sure whether Nicole was the intended victim or Peter Nevins. A few days after Nicole was murdered, Peter came to me. He said someone had contacted him and promised him a story that would send shockwaves through Monticello's banking community.
That brokerage firm that was covering bad investments by using their clients' money, we saw that in the news.
Yes, and the story turned out to be genuine. But at the time, Peter's source was stalling, so he became suspicious, and so did I. You see, I was afraid that if Peter Nevins were the intended victim, and Nicole only a tragic accident, that this mysterious source might be the beginning of another attempt on Peter's life. So I hired Walter Gans to protect him.
Why, of all people, did you hire Gans?
Well, I was at your house one day. The phone book was lying open to the listing of private investigators. There was a circle around the ad, and I just assumed that he'd been recommended to you.
Wow. Did he produce any results for you?
No, not really. Actually, he didn't strike me as a person who was very efficient at his job.
No, but he was terribly enthusiastic, though. I wonder if he had decided to kind of exceed your instructions. Maybe he tried to find out what Nevins' source was.
I have no idea. Oh, Peter is very high on the source still, because they were the ones who gave him the brokerage scandal story. But I still find the whole thing very suspicious myself.
Schuyler, the shack in the woods.
Beg your pardon.
Yeah. We had a meeting with Gans while he was on a stakeout in what must have been your case, and there was a meeting between two men. We didn't get a chance to see their faces. Now, one of them must have been Nevins, and the other one must have been his source.
And he had a limp.
Yeah.
A limp?
That's all we know about.
Really, Schuyler, I'm at a loss to know what to do.
Well, we're going to have to make do for ourselves, Raven. And we can't leave it to the police. We may never see our diamonds again.
Really? You're not suggesting that you take over this investigation?
That's exactly what I'm suggesting, Jolie. I don't see any other choice.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by Dawn, the dishwashing liquid that takes grease out of your way, and by new Bold 3 detergent plus fabric softener, now with more fabric softener freshness.
Oh, one more stretch and I'll drop.
Beauty knows no pain. Here. What'd you do to this towel?
Just washed it. Why?
Smells so fresh. What'd you use?
Something new.
A liquid softener?
Nope.
A tossing sheet? Come on, everybody knows only a fabric softener gets a towel soft and fresh. So what'd you add?
I didn't add anything.
New Bold 3 did. We added more fabric softener freshness. So now you get cleaning, softening, and static control. Plus more fabric softener freshness, all in one box.
New Bold 3. I thought you were pulling my leg.
That's why we do aerobics.
Oh, very good.
New Bold 3 detergent plus fabric softener, now with more fabric softener freshness.
I feel sick.
4 pancakes, 6 sausages, and 3 eggs are inclined to have an adverse effect on your body, Rich.
It's not the pancakes, it's all these greasy dishes.
How are we ever gonna get them clean?
Let's not panic. We've got Dawn. Look, Dawn scatters grease. It fights hard to take grease out of the way. Help keep it away. See, Dawn got the grease.
Look what I found on the moose.
So wash it.
After 4 million greasy dishes, this looks as good as the one you washed earlier. And my hands don't feel greasy. Grilled trout. Who's gonna clean them?
I clean the dishes.
And you clean the fishes.
Dawn takes grease out of your way.
Skylar Whitney, you are absolutely crazy. Walter Gantz died investigating one of those cases, and you know it, and I don't intend to join him.
You're not going to, honey. It's my money that was stolen. It's my responsibility to get it back. You're not going to be involved. I'll never forgive myself if you got hurt.
Skylar, what qualifications do you have for this undertaking?
A bad choice of words, Geraldine.
Answer my question.
None, but what did Gantz have? What's necessary? Logic, a sense of observation, a certain amount of intelligence. I think in all modesty, I have those capacities.
But you're not showing any of them right now.
Well, look, honey, I've got to do something. For the past few months, my life has been a series of events that I've had no control over. Well, not anymore. I've got Whitney blood in my veins, and it's a man's action.
Yeah, well, that blood's going to be spilled all over the place.
Not if I can help it. My mind is made up.
Raven, it's no use. However, I will go straight to the police unless you promise me one thing.
What's that?
Let me hire you.
Geraldine.
No, that is my only condition. I will pay you the same fee I paid Walter Gantz. $200 a day and expenses. Now, I'm going to be late for my engagement with Mr. Etheridge. Now, don't give me your answer now. You are embarking on a dangerous course. And your decision must not be a hasty one.
I'll give you an answer in the morning.
I love you. And that goes for you, too.
Well?
Well, I think both of you belong in a rubber room. Matthew's asleep.
Great little kid. Looks like you.
You know, Walter used to say that Matt had his father's head and his mother's feet. My feet are on solid ground, and Walter's head was always up in the clouds.
Do you still love him?
I care about him. I hadn't seen him in 3 years. He wanted us to try again, but I guess I was the one who backed out this time. I'm sorry, there's nothing more to eat.
Oh, no, that was fine. That was fine. Didn't realize how hungry I was.
Look, Chief, I have broken departmental regs by giving Walter information about cases. Now, I'm going to understand perfectly well if you just want to let me go.
You're a good detective. I would hate to see you go. Enough so that I'm willing to overlook proper procedure this once. We'll put your actions down to duress or sufficient cause or whatever you'd like. We'll close the book on it. But if you disregard proper procedure again, I'm going to have to lay you out just as hard as before.
Okay, point made.
Now, I'd hoped in general that I'd improved your opinion of me.
Oh, you have. You're not quite as tough as you'd like people to think.
That may be so. That may be so. You just do me a favor. Don't let that get around.
I promise. I think it's time, to say goodnight.
Hey, you know, I like sleeping on your sofa. It's more comfortable than my own bed.
Thank you.
For what?
For not taking advantage of the situation and for not forcing our relationship.
Forcing it? How would, I do a thing like that?
Oh, by climbing up those stairs some night.
You think I would do something like that?
You mean to tell me the thought never even entered your mind?
No, it never ever crossed my mind.
Nah, well, I find that hard to believe.
But you gotta believe this. One day, I'm not gonna let nothing get in between us. So for now, I may get fidgety, but I can handle it. Because of you. But, like I said, you better bop on up those stairs and get to bed.
Good night, preacher.
Good night. Preacher, my man, sometimes you amaze even me.
Mr. Etheridge, I am sorry to be so late.
Not at all, dear lady. A late supper after the rabble have finished feeding themselves and departed. Nothing could please me more.
A cocktail before dinner, madame?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, something lighter, perhaps. May I see the wine list?
Of course.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm afraid the restaurants in Monticello can't compete with those you must be used to, Mr. Etheridge.
Oh, this is a charming place. Dancing in the next room. I hope I won't appear too forward, Mrs. Saxon, if I tell you that I have awaited this evening with the greatest anticipation.
Of course not. I believe in speaking your mind. I always have.
But that's splendid.
But there is one thing. I know that our acquaintance has been a rather short one, but I'd much rather you called me Geraldine than Mrs. Saxon.
I would be delighted, but you must call me Giles.
Thank you. Otherwise, it would seem more like a business conversation.
Waiter. The Macron Blanc, I think. The reds would be much too heavy for the hour.
Oh, of course, sir.
Yes, thank you. I must tell you, I know quite a few people in your country, Geraldine, but none as elegant as you.
My starch comes out too stiff. Mine comes out too starchy.
Not new spray and starch. It makes clothes come out beautifully.
My starch doesn't come out at all.
New spray and starch comes out beautifully. It's the first fabric finish ever in the no-clog trigger sprayer. And what a look. Crisp without being stiff. Get new spray and starch. Comes out beautifully.
Living young and eating smart. With Mazola, you're thinking young at heart.
This family thinks young at heart, and that means Mazola. For the snap in salads or the crunch in my fried chicken. See, Mazola is the only leading brand that's pure corn oil. Just perfect and sensible diet to help reduce serum cholesterol.
Sensible? It's delicious.
With Mazola, you're thinking young at heart.
I'm going to do it, Raven.
Yes, I know. I just wonder how you're going to deal with being employed by Geraldine.
Yeah,
Good morning, my dears. Did you sleep well?
Oh, just wonderful. And how was your date?
Not really, Raven. It wasn't exactly a date.
Oh, well, what was it then?
Well, maybe it was. Anyway, I had a perfectly lovely time.
You got in kind of late, though, didn't you?
Now, see here, Scarlet Whitney. There's one thing I'd like to get straight once and for all. I am beyond the age of consent. I've been married twice with mixed results. And I will not have my nephew watching me like some suspicious father.
Sorry.
Well, actually, I did get in rather late. Giles and I danced until we were the last couple on the floor. It reminded me of the time when Gordon and... Yes, well, no matter.
Geraldine, I decided to take you up on your offer.
I was sure you would. The only thing I ask is that you be careful.
Oh, yeah.
It would break my heart if anything happened to you.
Oh, we'll be very careful.
We?
You don't think I'm going to let him stick his neck out alone, do you?
Hey, wait a minute. You're not getting involved in this.
I know the marriage vows. They don't read love, honor, and obey. I don't need your permission.
It's too dangerous, Rachel.
We are in this together, and that's that.
I love you.
Good.
Mike? Mike, what? Oh, Geraldine, hello. Giles Etheridge, no, I don't think I've... Gerald, I'm sorry. Geraldine, I'm really not in a very chatty mood right now. Perhaps a little later? Yeah, fine. Okay. Bye.
Hey, where you been?
Just down getting the mail.
Listen, you got a soap in the bathroom, you know.
I'll have to get some more. I have a letter here from Miles.
All right, what's happening?
Well, it says that he's finally starting to relax. April is taking great care of Adam and me. We're living better than royalty. You wouldn't believe how much Julia has grown. Oh, listen to this. Adam seems to love London. He wants to be a bobby.
A cop? I thought he had more sense than that.
Oh, they're going to be home at the beginning of next week. Yes, Oscar? What? You mean he's on his way up here now? Yeah, well, thanks for telling me. Oh, no. No, wait.
Time to pin the tail on the donkey!
Wrong, Mom.
It's time for the Pringles jingle. Huh? Once you taste the flavor, then you get the fever, then you got the fever for the flavor of a Pringles. Once you taste the fluffer,
You need help. Once you taste the flavor, then you get the fever. Then you got the fever for the flavor of a Pringles.
Yeah! Once you taste the flavor, it's the deep fried taste. Then you get the fever. It's the crispy crunch. Then you got the fever for the flavor of a Pringles.
Wait till you taste Pringles now.
Don't worry, I'll be back.
Who's worried? It's drafty. Where's his blanket?
Here.
Ooh, it's not soft enough for him.
Honey.
He's right, but I've tried lots of softeners, even liquids. Not new Downy.
New Advanced Formula Downy out-softens all other fabric softeners, even other liquids. No other brand can touch new Downy's softness.
Soft?
New Downy softens best. April fresher, too.
Okay, sport?
Someone said thanks.
New Advanced Formula Downy.
Since when did my Safeguard become the incredible shrinking soap?
Since I started jogging, Dad, you can't beat Safeguard's deodorant protection.
Connie?
Since I started working, dear, it smells so clean and fresh.
But what's wrong with your deodorant soaps?
They just don't have that combination of great deodorant protection and rich lather like Safeguard does.
The incredible shrinking soap.
It's the price you pay for being best.
Safeguard, the smallest soap in the house.
Nancy, dear, you sounded terrible on the phone.
What's the matter?
Oh, I'm all right, Geraldine. A little misery never hurt anybody.
Don't be silly. Now, what's wrong?
Geraldine, you were here the day that I said I'd like to try my hand at a book. Do you remember?
Perfectly.
And I loved it. I really did. And then when Gavin asked me to rewrite the play, I enjoyed that, too. I seemed to find something that I had lost in my writing, and maybe even I found myself. But in the process, I seemed to be losing my husband.
Mike doesn't understand your new interests.
Not as much as he did. He is right about one thing. He hardly sees me these days.
That isn't going to last forever. You should be able to adjust.
Geraldine, we had a fight. in the rock garden, and he walked out on me. Now, nothing like that has ever happened in our entire marriage. He slept on the couch, and he left for the office early this morning and didn't even leave a note.
That does sound serious.
It is serious. And I don't know what to do.
You may have to make a choice.
Since Miles is gone, I feel like I've inherited some parental duties. I'm saddened and disappointed by what I see, and I know Miles would be too.
Wait a minute.
You wait a minute, young lady. Miles trusted you, the both of you.
Yeah, well, just who do you think you are,
I happen to be a friend of Miles and of Jody's.
Yeah, why don't you take a friendly flight?
Preacher! Now, just hold it. Now, Derek, I don't know if this is any of your business, but Miles has every right to go on trusting me and to go on trusting Preacher.
How can he when you...
All right, okay. Preacher stayed here last night, and... yes, if you ask Oscar, he's been here every night since Miles left.
Oh,
but Derek, he slept on the sofa. Come on, now, you're a detective. What does a pile of blankets and sheets suggest to you?
Guess you put your flat foot in it this time,
You
didn't
just better watch yourself. Right. All right, so maybe I misjudged the situation, but I'm not wrong about something else. My detectives tell me that you two are involved in some sort of conspiracy to undermine the E.J. Pond murder investigation, huh?
We are not.
Jody, come on. Now, him I don't know about, but you, I'm surprised at you.
Derek, you don't understand.
Well, then explain to me.
I can't.
Why don't you think what you're doing? Now, if you're trying to protect his father, you both might be liable for criminal charges.
So my old man didn't kill nobody, you understand?
Geraldine Saxon called me. She said the night that she was killed, Nicole was trying to find Del Emerson.
Yes, Derek, we asked her
Georgie,
to.
come on, you don't got to tell him
yes,
nothing.
But if we asked her to do that, then how can we be protecting him? We can't, can we?
Maybe you can't. Maybe you can't. You're not as good a liar as he is. You're up to something.
Hey, get out of here.
This isn't your apartment.
Oh, Derek, go, please.
All right, I'm going. I'm going. God help you both.
I tell you, I should have punched that dude right through a wall.
No, you shouldn't.
Yeah, why not?
Because he's right.
Ooh la la. Hello, Gunther.
Hello there, Mr. Whitney. Mrs. Whitney. Oh, quite a surprise.
You know, I haven't been in this theater in quite some time, but it doesn't seem to have changed much.
Except for the owner.
You, come down here for nostalgia, Mr. Whitney?
Walter Gans was murdered yesterday, Gunther.
Yeah, I saw that in the papers.
He was murdered immediately after he told us in your presence that he had found a trail on Spencer Varney.
Now, wait a minute.
Gans speculated that Varney had help in finding a place to live and coming up with a fake passport and help in getting out of the country.
And just as soon as Barney needed that help, you gained possession of the theater.
Hey, I can't help that. A coincidence.
Yeah, we don't believe in coincidences, Gunther. We want the truth.
Don't miss psychic Jean Dixon's latest predictions in this week's Star.
I see danger for Charles and Di, a family edition for Jerry, and more sadness for Joan.
Also in the Star, how death threats have forced Farrah to be guarded day and night. And 10 easy exercises to give you firmer, younger-looking skin. Plus, the untold story of legendary lover William Holden, from his secret weekend with Grace to his romance with Stephanie Powers that was torn apart by booze. Pick up the Star this week.
And get my latest predictions.
Of the 3 national brands of ketchup, one ketchup wins this test time after time. And one ketchup wins this test, too.
Seeing is believing.
And when tested in homes for best taste, this same ketchup won again. The winner? Heinz, of course. Heinz. It is America's thickest, best-tasting ketchup.
Loving his tender moments.
I want to spend my life with you and always be there when you need me.
Oh, Douglas.
Loving his nights filled with passion and days filled with pleasure.
I'm Father Jim Bochek.
Grace?
Loving weekdays.
Okay. Just a minute. Okay. I'm going to tell you the whole story now. Now, the day after Spencer and Camilla were reported dead, I got a phone call from Spencer. He said that he had helped himself to just a small part of your estate.
A small part?
Well, that's what he said. He said it was because of how you had treated him like a servant. Go on. But, now, he said that Camilla had run off with the diamonds, leaving him high and dry with just a few $1,000s in cash. Now, for my help in finding him a travel agent so that he could safely get out of Monticello, he said he would turn the theater over to me.
And why the theater?
Well, he said that was the only thing that I could get my hands on easily. It was only later that I found out that that was all that was left. Now, Mr. Whitney, now, I knew that you didn't want this theater anyway, so I took the deed. And I put a mark, a little entry in the account book saying that the theater had been sold, and then I secretly met with Spencer, and he signed the deed over.
You snake!
You lied to me. I did not lie. Now, I never actually lied. I was very careful about that. Now, that's the truth, Mr. Whitney. I never touched a dime of your money. All I got was the deed, and right now, I'm losing all the cash that I made with this deal with Wiley to produce this damn play.
Why didn't you tell me about this the day of my wedding when you found out that all my money was gone?
Because I was afraid that you would throw me in jail. You know, the heat of the moment like now. Now, Mr. Whitney, I have been kicking myself ever since for helping Spencer. It's just that I knew I'd never save enough money to retire on. I thought it would be kind of easy, you know. Oh, boy. Boy, oh, boy, was I wrong. I'm sure glad I told you all this. I am so glad this is all over now.
Oh, my God. It's not all over.
What do you mean?
You are going to take us to that travel agent that smuggled Spencer out of the country because you introduced him to him.
Oh, hey, Mrs. Whitney, I can't do that. If he learns that I told you about him, he'll have me killed.
Your alternative, Gunther, is jail.
So what's it going to be, Gunther?
What kind of day is your hair having? Will it need a light shampoo or a really deep cleaning? Sometimes you need a little finesse. Sometimes you need a lot. Introducing Finesse Shampoo. It's activated by the amount of dirt and oil in your hair, so it cleans deep on the days you need it, gently on the days you don't, without drying, without over-cleaning. Sometimes you need a little finesse. Sometimes you need a lot.
She came right out and told me my teeth were yellow from smoking.
I didn't want to embarrass him, but he did get the topol.
When smoke from one cigarette can leave a stain like this, imagine what a pack a day can do to your teeth. Topol is formulated to help remove ugly yellow tobacco stains, yet Topol cleans gently enough to be used every day.
Topol is kind of expensive compared to regular toothpaste.
Oh, but compared to what cigarettes cost.
Your teeth are so much brighter now.
Yeah.
Topol, smoker's tooth polish.
This is David Hartman. Tomorrow, Good Morning America visits Chicago. We'll talk with Mayor Harold Washington and with 4 of Chicago's great sports heroes. Plus, Simon and Garfunkel talk about Bob Dylan on Good Morning America.
Tonight, laughter is bursting out all over with guest appearances by Burt Reynolds, Joan Collins, and Henny Youngman on TV's most concentrated comedy show, The Half-Hour Comedy Hour.
Peter Jennings, skillful, intelligent, daring. Now he brings his experience home.
Having been close to people and events overseas, I now look forward to covering people and events in America.
Peter Jennings in Washington, Max Robinson in Chicago, weeknights on ABC's World News Tonight.